Have you ever found yourself replaying conversations in your mind, checking their social media even when you swore you wouldn't, or feeling like your thoughts are trapped in a prison built by someone who no longer even thinks about you? This is one of the hardest struggles we face as human beings. Letting go of someone we cannot stop thinking about. The Stoics and Aristotle himself understood this deeply. They knew the power of attachment, desire, memory, and longing, and they developed wisdom to rise above it. Today, on Aristotle, I'll share with you 10 Stoic rules to let go of someone you can't stop thinking about. These rules are not about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't care. They're about reclaiming your inner freedom, your clarity, and your peace. Let's begin. Rule 1. Remember the Stoic law of control. Epictetus once said, "Some things are up to us and some are not." The very first step in letting go of someone is to recognize that their actions, their feelings, and their choices are not within your control. Aristotle also noted that happiness depends on virtue and rational action, not on external forces. If you base your happiness on another person's attention, you're surrendering your sovereignty. Take back your mind by focusing only on what is yours, your thoughts, your habits, your character. Rule 2. Detach desire from outcome. The Stoics taught that suffering comes not from events, but from our judgment of them. We suffer because we want something: love returned, attention given, a past rekindled. Aristotle explained love as to will the good of another, for their sake. If your desire is clinging, obsessive, and self-serving, then it is not love, it is attachment. Detach desire from outcome. You can care for someone, but you must not be enslaved by the need for their presence. Rule 3. Practice the art of negative visualization. The Stoics used a powerful technique called premeditatio malorum, imagining loss before it happens. Why? Because by rehearsing loss in the mind, the soul becomes stronger when reality strikes. Imagine life without this person. Imagine the freedom, the new paths, the strength you would gain. Instead of fearing their absence, see it as the soil in which your growth will emerge. Aristotle, as a polymath, often emphasized imagination in education and virtue. Train your imagination to see absence not as pain, but as opportunity. Rule 4. Turn pain into philosophy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your longing and pain are not curses. They are raw material for your transformation. Aristotle said that man by nature is a rational animal. Use reason to study your pain. Why do you think of them? What need are you trying to fulfill? What lesson is this teaching you? Don't just suffer. Philosophize your suffering. This turns heartbreak into wisdom. Rule 5. Redirect the energy of obsession. The Stoics believed in living according to nature, which means action, contribution, creation. Thinking endlessly of someone is misplaced energy. Channel it. Write, train, build, study, serve others. Aristotle argued that the highest form of happiness comes from activity in accordance with virtue. So every time your mind wanders back to them, redirect that energy into becoming more virtuous, stronger, and wiser. Rule 6. Embrace impermanence. Seneca reminded us, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Nothing in life is permanent. Not people, not emotions, not even your current pain. Aristotle also spoke of potentiality and actuality. Life is constant movement, change, becoming. This person was part of your story, but they are not the whole book. When you accept impermanence, you stop clinging to chapters that have already ended. Rule 7. Replace fantasy with reality. Often, we don't miss the person, we miss the idea of them. We build an image in our minds. Perfect, flawless, the answer to all our loneliness. But Stoicism demands we see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. List their flaws. Remember their indifference. Recall the pain they caused. Aristotle, too, valued realism in ethics and politics, to deal with reality as it stands, not as fantasy. By replacing illusions with truth, your grip weakens and your freedom grows. Rule 8. Guard the fortress of the mind. Epictetus warned, "You may fetter my leg, but not even Zeus himself can overpower my will." When you obsess over someone, you let them trespass into the most sacred space, your mind. Aristotle compared the soul to a city. It must be governed well or it falls into chaos. Guard your thoughts like a fortress. When the memory arises, do not let it take command. Replace it with philosophy, purpose, or gratitude. Your mind must be your stronghold, not a battlefield. Rule 9. Choose virtue over emotion. The Stoics did not reject emotion. They simply refused to be enslaved by it. Love can elevate, but attachment can corrupt. Aristotle believed in the golden mean, the balance between extremes. To obsess endlessly is excess. To deny human connection entirely is deficiency. Wisdom lies in the middle. Feel love, but align it with reason and virtue. Every time you're tempted to spiral into longing, ask, is this action virtuous? Or is it weakness? Rule 10. Live for your telos, your higher purpose. Ultimately, the way to let go is not by merely suppressing thoughts, but by transcending them. The Stoics lived in harmony with nature and reason, but Aristotle added the concept of telos, the ultimate purpose of your life. Your telos is not to chase someone's affection. It is to actualize your highest potential, to embody wisdom, courage, and greatness. When you live for your telos, you no longer obsess over who stays or leaves. You become so anchored in your purpose that nothing external can control your peace. So, those are the 10 Stoic rules to let go of someone you can't stop thinking about. Remember, letting go is not forgetting. It is not denying your humanity. It is about choosing your freedom over your chains. The Stoics and Aristotle both teach us that the good life is not found in clinging, but in growing. If this message spoke to you, subscribe to Aristotle for more wisdom that transforms heartbreak into strength and weakness into greatness. And ask yourself this question today. Will I let someone else's absence control me? Or will I reclaim my mind and live for my highest purpose? The choice is yours.